Okay, so we've started on our unit test in the last video. Let's go ahead and let's finish up some other aspects of this unit test. So I'm going to run our unit test, and we will see what exactly we have here. Is this thing running or what? Get a move on, bro. Come on. All right. So I'm waiting on the unit test. I'm sorry, this isn't a unit test, it's a UI test. Why do I keep saying unit test? It's a UI test. Okay, yeah. I want to pause the video, but I don't want to. So I want you guys to see when this comes up and it passes. All right, as we see, test succeeded, and these two tests pass. All right, so now let's add some other facets to this test, right? So we have the buttons, all buttons pressed and everything working, right? See, and it puts that in, and that's the output. Okay, so now, so you have daytime, landscape, and portrait, and dark, landscape, and portrait. Okay. So now let's test all of the buttons individually. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to create an array of strings. Okay. So right here, I'm going to say, okay, test all of the buttons. Okay. Here's how we test our buttons. I'm going to say let's let's button labels equal an array of string. So let's see what these strings are. AL is the first string. AZ is the second string. And it's going to correlate to the buttons on here, okay? AL, AZ, IO, IL, okay? AL, AZ, IO, and IL. So, and right. So we have this. Okay, good. Now let's go ahead and we're going to loop through these buttons. And what we're going to do is we're going to loop these buttons and create an array of launch arguments. Well, not an array of launch arguments. We're going to create a string. We're going to create an array of launch arguments, right? And we're just going to continue to, and we're gonna append this to our launch arguments value. So here's what I'm talking about. Look, check this out. We're gonna say for label in button labels, right? So now we're looping through all the button labels. I'm gonna say let launch args, ARGS let launch argument is going to be equal to this TGON spelled the exact way I spelled it, right? Now we're passing label in here. Okay. Right? So we're going to loop through the button labels and we're going to append this to the string. We're going to use interpolation and say button pressed, and this is refers to something right here. This refers to, and I'll explain that later, right? But you want to say have button press, and you want to add this long string with the button, with all these button press and this label attached to it. So right, so now I'm going to say app dot launch arguments, right? App dot launch arguments plus equals launch arg. Okay. Not plus, we're gonna say plus equals. So what this does is this adds on top of it, right? So remember, this launch arguments, if you can see the type. Oh, sorry. One more thing too, you gotta remember this is an array, right? Because launch arg gets an array. Okay. Right? So we're appending this array to this array. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna say XC assert true. No. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a button. Button equal app dot buttons. Okay. Label. Okay, buttons, label, right? Okay. And then we're gonna say XC assert. DASS. XC assert true. Right. Button dot exists. Okay, and then we're gonna say button tap. So button dot exists for each button. If a button exists in this array of characters, then we're gonna tap the button. Okay. Button dot tap. Not tabs, tap. Okay. All right, now we have this. And this should be enough to go ahead and trigger get our UI test, not unit test, to press every button, and we should see what happens when you press the button. Right? So we do that, and we go through, see, and there we go. Boom, right there. So do the same thing. So, right? Now, one thing that we want to do is let's go ahead and let's stop this. Let's go ahead and let it run. Dark mode, landscape. So what we also want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to remove this screenshot functionality from here and put it at the end. Okay. Now let's run it again. Okay. and everything is passed and executed. Let us go in here and let's have a look at our jump to report. Okay, go down here and we'll go to the end of our report, and let's look at our screen. And this is how our screen looks at the very end. It's the last one to run. Okay. Again, lights in portrait mode. This is how light in portrait mode looks. Okay. And so yeah, our UI tests are working, it's running everything. And this is like a good start for you. You're beginning with UI testing. So yeah, on to the next.